My name is Tony Salerno, and I'm founder of Forever Kids, a nonprofit organization that is bent on helping children, youth, their families in a character-building way. A couple of years ago, one of our board members called me and told me about a tragic situation that is going on in communities everywhere, and most people don't even know it's going on. He told me that he was reading a newspaper article about a foster child, and this child moved 3 or 4 times, and every time they moved, they were given a small plastic trash bag to put their belongings inside of. Only what fit inside that trash bag was able to go with the child as they moved. Everything else was left behind. He told me that he was heartbroken over this situation, and we needed to do something about it. I said, "What can we do?" He said, "I think we need to give them a brand new suitcase." I didn't know very much about foster kids, but I knew even less about suitcases. However, I went away, thought about it, and came back to him in a few days and said, "You know what? You're right. We do need to do something about it. Let's give them a brand new suitcase. And let's put inside that suitcase our character-building materials. That will make a difference in their lives, and they will be changed forever." And thus was born Case for Character. There are approximately 450,000 foster kids in the United States alone. The reality for these foster kids is they move very often. You know, we talked about 3 or 4 moves, but we have found as we have worked with the foster care system that they may move 10 times or 15 times or even 25 times. And the moves are disruptive and abrupt. They go from home to home. And some home has one set of rules, and another home has another set of rules. And so the child has to learn to adapt to that. Sometimes they're given as little as 2 days notice before they move. And sometimes there's just a knock on the door and they have to move. That's why a case for character becomes so important in the life of each of these children. The case for character, because of the valuable materials placed inside, adds a lot of other benefits. For instance, instilling good character, fostering wise choices, providing life-changing values, and it brings awareness to the foster care system and the plight that these children go through. I want you to watch this next segment because it is very moving, and I believe it will touch your heart.
You're 8 years old. You've just been told you have to leave your home and move to another. You don't know much about your new home, nor the people that you're about to live with, but you've been through this before, too many times. You ask, what will this family be like? Will I fit in? Will I like them? Will they like me? All you know is that you're leaving in the morning and you, again, have to pack all your stuff up in a small trash bag. You can't fit all you have in the bag, so what do you take? Your toys, your clothes, your favorite books. Something will be left behind, kind of like you've been over and over again.
I came across an article dealing with foster care and foster care children, and as I was reading that, I was just touched. My heart was touched, just compassionately touched, as I read the article about these kids who are caught in this system and how they are moved so often. When they're moved, sometimes it's abrupt, and they're given a trash bag, and they're asked to put everything they have in that bag, and away they go.
Me and my twin went to 20-something odd homes, and we each went to a number of homes ourselves when they split us up, and each home was different. Each home came with its own story. He remembers a lot more than I do. I don't remember a lot. I block it all out.
So I was in the foster home from the ages of 2 to 16. They moved us every 6 to 8 months, so I was in about 20 homes altogether. When it came time for us to move, every time they gave us less than 2 days to move. And they would tell us that you can take one bag with you. Whatever you put in that bag is your choice. You can have one bag, and they'd give us a trash bag, and we would pack up whatever we thought was of value to us.
By replacing that small trash bag with a brand new quality suitcase, we can provide these children something they can call their own, something they can take with them through their journey, something stable, something even special. It gives them a sense of ownership, a sense of value, a sense of dignity. Each of these suitcases becomes a positive anchor. It's a place where they can keep those things that are precious to them. Often, it's the first thing of quality that they can call their own.
When I was about 10, I was in a foster home with this amazing woman. And it was so abrupt when I had to leave, but she was so kind. She got all of us, my sisters and I, a duffel bag type suitcase thing that I still have today. And it makes me remember that even in the darkest times, someone cared enough about me to make sure that I had something I could call my own.
We can do something about this. We can help this. It just broke my heart to think that these kids have nothing, that we can supply a suitcase for them to put their things in, so that when that happens, then they have something. It belongs to them. They can take it with them. They don't have to leave it there. And then it becomes a case for character. And then we can deliver that case to these children, and it'll change their lives.
Giving foster kids suitcases, if they would have gave us something like that, I feel like that would have been the start of that we finally have something of our own. And I feel like giving foster kids suitcases is like somebody cares. I feel like as a foster kid, all we need to know is that one person cares.
Case for character adds so much in the life of a foster child. For one thing, we are going to eradicate the trash bag. Get rid of the trash bag all over the country. We even have a campaign called Trash the Bag. We're going to give every child a brand new suitcase, and we're going to give every child a character building book and a CD. And in the long run, we want to offer them opportunities for belonging. In fact, that's the challenge in most of these kids' lives. They don't feel like they belong to anyone or anything. They don't feel like they connect to anyone or anything. So we want to show them we care, we love them, and are important to us. We need people to join us, people who can help us make a difference in the lives of these kids. We need people who can show them that there are people that love them and care for them. We need people who can help us eradicate this tragedy in the United States. Let's get rid of the trash bag. Let's tell these kids they're more than trash. They are important, they're needed, and they're loved. We have an enormous task before us, but not impossible, very doable. But we can't do it alone. We need you to help us. You might be able to give a lot, or you might be able to give a little. Everything counts. Anything counts. We need you to show these kids that they have people standing behind them that love them and care for them and want to make a difference in their life.